Making his way to the ring from Dublin, Ireland, weighing in at 272 pounds, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
It's been well documented that when growing up in Dublin, Ireland, Sheamus, with his pale snow-white skin and fiery red hair, felt like an outsider, an outcast. He's remained angry his whole life, and in the process became one of the most awesome WWE superstars we have today.
Well, you can tell just by looking at the Celtic Warrior that he's kept that anger and uses it when he enters the ring. I think Sheamus projects that anger onto his opponents.
Making his way to the ring from Silsbee, Texas, weighing in at 418 pounds, the world's strongest man, Mark Henry.
Mark Henry has said to those who think he's an underachiever that they should watch him in action tonight.
Yeah, well, I think Mark Henry's change in attitude has ensured that the world's strongest man is going to go in and get the job done.
And from Toronto, Canada, weighing in at 227 pounds, Christian.
King Christian may have let the pressure of being world champ get to him.
Yeah, you're right, Michael, he may have. But we're going to see tonight if Captain Charisma himself can put it all back together and leave here the #1 contender to Randy Orton's World Heavyweight Championship.
I don't think you can pick a winner in this one. I wonder which two superstars will join forces first.
Well, Cole, alliances are always formed and dissolved in triple threat matches. Remember, it's every man for himself.
And I think if you're Christian competing in this one, you'd want to align yourself with one of these monsters as opposed to them joining forces to crush you.
Christian turns the table. Neck breaker. That was vicious.
After losing the WWE title to Randy Orton last year in Chicago, the Celtic Warriors looking for revenge.
Well, it was well documented that Sheamus took last year's WWE title loss very, very hard. It looks like the Celtic Warriors set for a championship comeback.
Sheamus is looking to regain the World Heavyweight Championship from Randy Orton. I have a funny feeling the Viking will do whatever it takes to avoid that one-on-one match.
Well, when Sheamus sets his sight on something, more times than not, he gets it. He's still not through. Ooh.
And Henry forces his way out. Remember, this is a no disqualification matchup.
Christian's doing everything imaginable to secure a return match for the World Heavyweight Championship against Randy Orton.
Well, you got to hand it to him. Christian's one of the most savvy competitors we have in all of the WWE. After 2 devastating losses to the Viper, he's trying to figure out a way to get back in the title picture.
You can tell Christian feels a sense of urgency here. After those 2 defeats at the hands of the Viper, there may not be many more world title opportunities left, if any.
Well, between the 2 losses to Randy Orton and questions swirling if he can win without Edge in his corner, Christian does have a lot to think about. You know, the challenge is always first being able to take Mark Henry off his feet. And the world's strongest man's taking some shots here.
This might just tick Mark Henry off more than anything else.
Yeah, if you're Christian or Sheamus in this one, you have to keep the attack going, because if Mark Henry turns the tables on you, watch out. Whoa, Sheamus getting a little touched up early here.
The Celtic Warrior is not in the best place. He needs to regroup before things get worse.
Yeah, Sheamus needs to turn this around, because this whole thing could be over with one world's strongest. Mark Henry feels like he's been disrespected. The world's strongest man looks like he's going to take a shot at the World Heavyweight Championship, whether he's technically next in line or not.
Mark Henry's been in this company for more than 15 years. He's of the strong opinion that he deserves a title match against World Heavyweight Champion Randy Orton.
Well, if there's one person in WWE who has no regard for the power rankings, it's Mark Henry.
When someone the size and strength of Mark Henry feels disrespected, that's not a good thing for anyone, especially the World Heavyweight Champion Randy Orton. Mark Henry's taking some punishment here, but I'm not sure it's going to be enough to put him away anytime soon.
Well, we're reaching a critical point. Mark Henry looks to still have the power to turn the tide. But if he gets rocked with another series of moves, he could be in some real big trouble.
This has definitely been a physical encounter, and the world's strongest man is bearing the brunt of it.
Man, did you hear that? Echoing throughout the arena. He almost took his head off with that lariat.
And the way this match unfolded, one has to wonder what it'll mean for Mark Henry.
I think Mark Henry's going to continue to launch attacks on anyone in his way until he becomes the World Heavyweight Champion. It's that simple.
Oh, Christian's getting the fight brought to him, that's for sure.
I don't know how Christian can overcome this adversity. 270 pounds of Sheamus and over 400 pounds of Mark Henry.
Oh, man. Christian needs to figure out a way to stick and move in this one. Oh, here we go again. Oh, I just wonder if Mark... Oh, boy. Here he goes, trying to turn it.
Oh, and he hit it. Christian hit it. Here's the cover. And who the... Mark Henry.
Mark Henry just pulled Christian right out of the ring before the referee could count to 3.
And now here's Randy Orton, who's out here apparently to get a closer look at who his #1 contender's going to be.
I think Randy Orton may be on his way down here.
You gotta wonder if Orton's rooting for anybody in particular. Poor Christian thought he had the match won before.
He did have the match won.
Mark Henry got involved.
Christian had hit the kill switch. He had gone for the cover. The referee got to 2. And then Mark Henry yanked Christian by the leg right out onto the floor. And now here's Randy Orton. Well, what? He's going to just sit down and watch? Well, Orton's going to sit here and observe now. I guess he'll make his choice later. He's putting those educated feet to good use. Watch out.
What strength. He drops the elbow. Looks like we're going back inside.
What a vicious chop.
Tremendous display here from Christian.
Ouch! Whipped right into that wall. Here we go, outside of the ring, and there are no countouts in this match.
Oh, launched back into the ring. And he's heading back in.
Mark Henry is just too strong to get caught in a move like that. And that was a huge counter.
Sheamus needs to go on offense here before he gets picked apart for good.
Yeah, just by looking at Sheamus, you can tell he's in bad.
And Christian, you know, he's been doing everything he can, King, to try to win this match, and maybe that'll do it.
Sheamus is reeling.
Christian.
Oh! Tornado DDT, planting the Celtic Warrior.
That's it. That's
Here's
gotta
the
be it.
cover by Christian, and Sheamus kicks out again.
Oh my gosh, how did Sheamus kick out of that?
I mean,
I thought he was finished.
He just doesn't give up, does he?
Oh,
What is Mark Henry doing?
Mark Henry just shoved Randy Orton down. What's he thinking here? Now he's getting into the ring.
What on earth?
Oh, look at this face-off between Mark Henry and Christian. What's going to happen here? Watch it. Oh, man, that was a sick dud when he hit the concrete. He needs to dig way down deep if he wants to keep going.
Oh, the spear! And now Orton. And Orton with an RKO to Mark Henry. Absolutely chaotic here.
This is bedlam. Is the match still going?
It is! And Sheamus kicked out. Christian should have won the thing, but the referee was busy with Henry and Orton.
Randy, look at the ring. I'm getting out of the ring. I can't
Orton
do
doesn't know what to think. I don't know what to think either. What's going on here?
Christian,
Look out!
oh, and a front kick by Sheamus. Here's the cover. Huge win.
Sheamus is victorious.
Here is your winner and the #1 contender, the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus.
Randy Orton's going to be facing the Celtic Warrior Sheamus, but I mean, Christian's got to be devastated.
Right about that. I think Randy's got to be having second thoughts as to, is this what he wanted? He knows he has Christian's number, but how will he fare against the Celtic Warrior, Sheamus?